don't believe everything you learned in school. Take, for example, the acronym FEAR, False Evidence Appearing Real. Well, when NBA players and teams face Steph Curry on the basketball court in the postseason, you can throw that acronym straight out the window. Because, my friends, that is real fear. All the top teams in the league, like my man Draymond Green said, are absolutely terrified of Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors and are praying to the Lord Almighty that their paths don't cross in the 2021 playoffs. I'd like to start this video off by asking you, have you ever played Russian roulette? You know, it's that lethal game of chance where you put one single round in the revolver and then from there, you play the odds. Well, that's exactly what it's like to play against Steph Curry in the playoffs. That single round in the revolver is Steph, and if you lose, your season is over. All that hard work you've done, training camp, film work, all the late-night dream building with your teammates, all gone in an instant. Man, terrifying, isn't it? And the thing is, you can't stop Steph unless you turn off the lights.
These scattered situations, he shot the lights out!
The crazy thing is, I think that shot went in too. So I take back what I said. Even if you do turn off the lights, you still can't stop the man. Teams have been double teaming him, triple teaming him in the first quarter on LeBron's Taco Tuesdays. Just like how there were Jordan rules, there are definitely Curry rules. But you know what Steph has proved so far this season? Rules are meant to be broken. You can't stop Stephen Curry. You can only hope he has the night off. And this leads me directly to my next point. The man doesn't really have many nights off. In the month of April, Chef Curry was working as the chef de cuisine for the entire month. For those of y'all who aren't acquainted with the term, chef de cuisine is the pinnacle of the professional that chefs aspire to achieve, and that's exactly the position Chef Steph Curry took when he averaged 37.3 points, collected 6.1 rebounds, and dished out 4.6 assists throughout 15 games in the month of April, while shooting an absurd 46.6% from three-point land. It's not like these were open threes or even closed threes. These were 30-foot bombs that are spicier than red hot chili peppers. I mean,
all of their complementary players have played well. Steph, they're on their way to 30 assists. Curry!
Dang, guys, the man cannot be stopped. Do y'all remember that record he set in 2016 when he went off for 402 three-point shots made in a single season? Well, he's on pace to break that this year if it wasn't for the shortened season. He reached 300 threes this year, faster than he did in 2016. The man does not take any nights off, and this is what his pal Draymond Green said of him recently. Teams are terrified of him, and everywhere he runs on the floor, with or without the ball, teams are terrified. That type of gravity, he pulls a lot of weight. I wouldn't want to see a team with Steph Curry on it. We all know what he's capable of. Speaking of Draymond Green, this man is pretty terrifying himself. He reminds me of a war general, to be honest. And when I think of war generals, this is the first thing that pops into my mind.
My name is Maximus Decimus Meridius, commander of the armies of the North.
Draymond Green may be lacking in his three-point shooting percentage, but when it comes to leadership, energy, and raising the morale of the team, the man is second to none. I did a bit of research into how important leadership and motivation is to winning in actual warfare combat. And what I found is that in many situations, it's the key to winning and losing. The Golden State Warriors have a first-class general on the basketball court in Draymond Green, and when you go face-to-face with him, you'll feel like you're in an actual war.
Ball out of bounds right here. A little bit of a shot to the chest. Well, we expected trickiness again for the Warriors. That is an offensive foul.
Oh,
my.
Draymond Green! Just about every player in the league has seen this man in action. And trust me when I say this, having a man like Green on your team scares the living bejesus out of your opponents. I mean, I wouldn't want to go up against a man like that, would you? Another man who I definitely wouldn't want to go up against is the Black Panther. Before I continue, I just want to say, God bless Chadwick Boseman's soul. The world lost too much in 2020. Boseman's acting inspired millions of people around the world, and one of those people is Andrew Wiggins. Andrew Wiggins was recently selected to represent Black Panther in the Marvel Arena of Heroes telecast in the first game between the Warriors and the Pelicans. Man, Wiggins is playing some next-level basketball currently and has been looking like a true number 2 option for a while now. He's been aggressive, he's been smarter in his shot selections, and most importantly, he's been putting the ball in the basket. As of late, the War General Draymond Green has been positively impacting the Black Panthers' mindset. Wiggins specifically said that as of late, his mindset, especially in the fourth quarter, is to be aggressive, attack, and just dominate. Ladies and gentlemen, when Andrew Wiggins has this type of mindset, he's a Tier 1 offensive option the team should be terrified of. He's highly athletic, he has great size and great length, and he's one of the most skilled players in the NBA. All he's been missing in his career so far has really just been that Mamba mentality. When you fuse Wiggins' talent with the Mamba mentality and you put him next to Steph and Draymond, well, that's about as terrifying as a trio as it gets in the league. Trio. Speaking of trios, the top teams are probably praying to the Lord Almighty that it's only a trio they're going to face when they go up against the Golden State Warriors. We all know what Stephen Curry is going to consistently produce on a nightly basis. Draymond Green also never really has an off day. In addition, Steve Kerr recently nicknamed Andrew Wiggins Mr. Consistent, and as of late, he's shown he can be relied on. That's already going to require a lot of game planning on the part of opposing teams to stop. But how terrifying will it be when one of the other guys decides to flip that switch? What if Jordan Poole really just focuses in and plays like his all-star potential all throughout the playoffs? I mean, he had a stretch in the regular season where he was just playing next-level basketball. What if that switch flips on again?
Poole with a pull-up mating. Poole squares up his threes.
JTA is another player who has another gear he can play at. What if his switch turns on and he starts averaging somewhere between 10 and 20 points per night?
Down to a 4-point lead. Fox had it knocked away. Toscano Anderson. Unless they tripped him. Get an easy one at the other end.
What if Michael Mulder, Kent Bazemore, and Damian Lee start shooting lights out when those lights start shining bright? If any of what I just said occurs and multiple people step up in addition to the Warriors' top 3, then my God, the other top teams in the league are going to age considerably as they stress out from trying to contain this team. The fear is real, people. And speaking of fear, how afraid do you think the Atlanta Hawks felt when Michael Jordan walked in their locker room in April of 1987 before a game and said, "It's going to be a long night"? The Hawks couldn't even slow MJ that night as he went off for 60 points. Let's look at another living legend, LeBron James. In 2012, when the Heat went up against the Celtics in Game 6, how afraid do you think Paul Pierce was when LeBron James was giving him this face?
With a masterpiece tonight here at the TD Garden.
I don't know what Steph Curry's going to do yet when the postseason arrives, but he's going to pack a punch so hard, it's going to get all of us to remember what Mike Tyson said, and that is, everybody has a plan until they get punched in the face. In saying everything, however, I'm not going to blame any other teams for being terrified of Steph Curry. I mean, how can I? Fear is a normal part of life. Without it, life wouldn't be what it is. In fact, I'll even share a bit of advice with all the top teams in the league when they're shaking in their boots. It's a piece of wisdom I learned years back that could help them with their Steph Curry Golden State Warriors anxiety issue. It's something that I've used to deal with, scary exams, scary tests, and terrifying interviews. And that is, to alleviate fear, just close your eyes and say, "This too shall pass." The Phoenix Suns are definitely going to need it, because there is a very high chance they'll be first to face off against Steph Curry's Golden State Warriors in the playoffs, and you know what that means. An upset is coming. If you want to know why, just click the next video.